Welcome to this tutorial sponsored by Van Aken International on how to use one of their products, Kato Polypaste. Before we begin our demos, you might be wondering, what is polypaste? Well, polypaste is polymer clay in a sticky paste form. In texture, this product is somewhere between solid clay and liquid clay. As it is a polymer, it requires temperatures between 265 and 300 degrees Fahrenheit to cure and should be cured for 30 minutes. Polypaste is a translucent white color. It can be tinted with oil paint, pigment powders, and inks. When exposed to heat, polypaste doesn't melt or run. This characteristic makes it an ideal gap filler. As I said before, this product is sticky. That stickiness makes it ideal for bonding odd-shaped cured pieces, bonding when an object has minimal surface contact, and especially when an object is precariously positioned on another. Polypaste will grab and hold the two objects together throughout the curing process. In our first example of how you might use polypaste, we'll be pressing a raw clay edging to the opening of a cured flat bracelet. This is an example of how polypaste might make a task easier when there is minimal surface contact between a cured piece and an uncured piece. Here I'm mixing the polypaste. This mixing increases the stickiness of the paste itself. Once the paste was mixed and sticky, I spread it on the opening edge of the cured bracelet. You could use liquid clay in this instance, and it would work, but it would require you handle the bracelet much more gently, as it would be easy to separate the edging from the bracelet. Because the polypaste grabs, you don't have to work quite as carefully. In the picture on the left, I'm holding the bracelet up. The paste is holding the striped edging in place. Were I using only liquid clay, it might hold for a moment, but gravity would take over and pull it off of the bracelet. On the right, you can see the edging. It's now ready for me to trim. Once again, the paste is firmly and securely holding the edging, so I can slide my blade around to trim the excess without worrying about my edging pulling away from the bracelet. Here is the cured bracelet on the right. As I said before, in the previous example, you could use liquid clay to adhere the edging to the bracelet opening. The paste simply makes it easier for me than it would have been had I used liquid clay. In demo number 2, which is bonding cured to cured clay, polypaste makes it possible to do something that I could not have accomplished with liquid clay. Only the paste will perform in this instance. I have selected 2 cured pieces. One is a large spiral squiggle bead and the other a thick striped ring. Both are round and have no flat parts to press together. The ring will be precariously perched off to the side of the squiggle bead. Before using, always mix the polypaste to make it sticky. Onto the ring, I applied the polypaste. I then pressed the ring to the squiggle bead. Here is the side view. You can see the polypaste between the squiggle bead and the ring, and you can see that it has been pressed off to the side of the bead. On the right, you can see the ring as it sits on the squiggle bead. The whole piece is sitting on a ceramic tile, and this is exactly how it will be baked. There is no glue or wire holding that ring in place, only the raw polypaste. Here is the piece cured, and I even sanded it a bit. The polypaste held the ring in place. It didn't slide, it didn't move. Thank you for viewing this tutorial about Kato Polypaste, sponsored by Van Aken International. In the first example, Polypaste made a common task a little simpler. In the second, it made an impossible task with only polymer products simple and very easy. We hope you enjoyed learning about this great product. Perhaps it solves a problem you've had, or maybe it makes it possible for you to create something brand new. For Van Aken International and Craft EDU, I'm Donna Kato.